Hi guys, welcome to another edition of the Rose and El Toro Show. I'm CS Rose.
And I'm Mikey.
And, well, how have you been the last week?
Aye, alright mate, just working away, usual. I think it's been a bit of a long week coming. Just good weekend of sport, all round I think. Some of the games were a bit uninterested in the football. Obviously there's a few other things we'll pick up during the show. Just to note guys, this week and next week, next week will be the last show for a couple of weeks while I am away on holiday.
Yep, thanks for reminding me. Away to Mexico, sunning it up while I'm stuck in dreary Scotland.
Oh well, I'm sure you'll enjoy it.
Nah, I probably won't.
I know, I just wanted to make you feel like you really wouldn't enjoy it.
Yeah, thanks for that. But anyway, we'll start in today with Scottish football again.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Go in with that. Was a week of the cup results this
yeah,
week.
Scottish Cup. I think start from the Saturday. I think it was some of the results were a bit as to be expected. I think there was one team that really stood out for me, and that was United. Obviously, I'm going to be biased.
Just a wee bit.
However, 3-0 away to Dundee was an amazing result. It's one of those that it was a surprise result, I think, to a lot of people, but not really in the same token because Dundee are struggling so badly. Neil McCann, I think, Stewie's books, and from seeing the game that they had nothing up front, which is probably the main concern. For me though, Lauren Shanklin getting a double and Michael Moffat, the two of them are just looking incredible so far this season. That was the main worry, was from last season where we're going to pick up where we left off.
Yep.
But we certainly have done so far. To be honest, it's between now and the end of August. Is really results are one thing, but keeping the hold of Lauren Shanklin's the main need.
He's your main man at the moment. He's firing goals in. I've said to you before, I can see him being the top goal scorer in that league. If he keeps up the way he's going, it's going
definitely.
to be that way.
A lot of chat this week about Rangers coming in for him and loaning him back to you. It's one of those that the lad's a Rangers fan, should I say. I think any young guy, any youngish guy with the opportunity to go to a Rangers or a Celtic or even an Aberdeen, you've got to relish that opportunity because you've got the chance of playing European football, regardless of whether you're a Celtic. I know for a fact that there's some players in Celtic's team that are Rangers fans, and there's probably some.
There always has been, same with Rangers. Yeah,
exactly. And I think regardless of how you grew up, unless you were a proper hardcore fan, even to that extent, I think it's a bit daft if you would ever turn down the chance to play with the other team. If you grew up a Celtic fan all your days and were given the opportunity as a young footballer to play for Rangers, you've got to put your feelings to one side. There's no better atmosphere in, I think, in the UK sometimes as to Ibrox and Parkhead.
Especially on a European night back in the day for Rangers, but currently for Celtic.
You go to some of these grounds down south, Old Trafford, they call it the Theatre of Dreams. What is it? It's like a fucking theatre sometimes because there's no noise.
There's no
so
noise,
quiet. The Emirates is so quiet. Stamford Bridge can get noisy, but you're looking at your grounds like Crystal Palace and Stoke, off the top of my head, are probably the two noisiest stadiums.
The other two stadiums you go there and teams struggle because of the crowd.
Getting back to where we were with the Scottish results. I think Aberdeen had a great weekend, 4-0 against St Mirren. It's one of those for St Mirren. They'll probably, if you gave them the opportunity to go through in the cup or focus more on staying in the league, then I think they'd probably want to stay in the
Take
league.
the league, yeah.
Good team together. I'd like to have seen Jack Ross stay on at St Mirren, but then again, you can't blame the guy for taking the opportunity at Sunderland.
He's doing well down there as well.
But no, St Mirren, bit of chat. Kenny Miller's coming in.
I know.
And now that obviously we'll get to that.
Yeah, it's a strange one.
Livingston situation. And then they've taken your man from Rangers on loan, Dodson.
Yep.
I don't think he's a great
Not a
player,
great player, to be honest.
but it's one of those, if he goes to St Mirren, and it's no disrespect to St Mirren, but that could be his level.
Yeah, no, exactly, no, definitely. But every player's got their level, and if he goes there and he's a success, then all the better for St Mirren, really.
Celtic, they won
3-1
away to Partick. I seen dribs and drabs of the game. They didn't play too great, to be honest. I don't know what's going on at Celtic just now. They just weren't good. I mean, I say that in the end, when they turned it on and they brushed Partick aside pretty comfortably. But just one of them. Hearts winning away to Dunfermline. You can't expect Hearts to be doing that. Dunfermline, though, pressed hard. They played well. They didn't sit back. Gave them a good game. Then, as we were coming to, Livingston lost 1-0 to Motherwell. Motherwell aren't in great shapes at the moment. That was an opportunity for Livingston to perhaps to go in the cup run. Again, same as St Mirren. I think given the chance, Livingston would rather stay in the league, but I think it'll be out of St Mirren and Livingston at the end of the season. I can't see any day in that league that's weaker than them.
No, definitely not.
Obviously, the news yesterday about Kenny Miller, it was a bit of a strange one. I understand where he's coming from. If he thinks he's got some years left in him, what, 37, 36, 37?
He's pushing the wrong end of the 30s.
I don't know. I didn't see enough of him at the tail end of his Rangers career. I just didn't think he had the legs for it anymore to play in that position, to play the way he plays. I think Scottish players are notorious for not really adapting their game well enough to cope with their downfalls.
The advancing years as well.
Yeah, I mean, for example, I'm not comparing Ronaldo to a Scottish footballer, but you look at Ronaldo, he's slightly dropped his pace a wee bit. Not that he's slow, but he's now changed his game completely. Wayne Rooney was another example. Wayne Rooney completely adapted his game, dropped back into midfield, then dropped further back into midfield with Everton. And
he's now overkilling it in America.
So yeah, I think Kenny's got to have a strong think about what he's wanting to do, because that could have been a good opportunity for him, in my opinion, to be a young manager, getting an opportunity at a Premiership club, Scottish Premiership club, and perhaps taking them somewhere. But obviously he's got his own, his own mind that he wants to continue to play, and the board have decided either managers or you play and you don't play here. So they've cut him off, so that was unfortunate. And then St Johnstone won away 4-2 to Queen of the South. Didn't see the game, if I'm being perfectly honest. Kind of a result I would have expected to see. Based on the result, I think Queen of the South have obviously given a good account of themselves. But they're down here, my bastards, so I don't really give a fuck. English Premier League at the weekend, did you see much of it?
Well, we've completely missed the Sunday game. Rangers.
How could I forget
Rangers versus
Glasgow Rangers 2012?
Yes, thank you very much. We're still the same team. But yeah, Rangers scored all 4 of their goals. All 4 of the goals in the game. An own goal from Barisic, and then 3 from Morelos. To be honest, I think at times on the Sunday I watched the game, Morelos was unplayable at times. It was technically the perfect hat-trick. It was one with his head, one with his left and one with his right. So even it
was 3-1, by the way.
That's what I said, it was 3-1, but Rangers scored all of the goals. An own goal from Barisic and 3 goals from Morelos.
Ah, right, okay, I didn't clock on to what you were saying there. I thought you said it was 4-1.
I'll keep you right, don't worry. So it was a good all-round performance from Rangers. You know they're doing well when Chris Sutton on punditry actually compliments him.
Oh, well, be fair on Chris Sutton, he's complimented us 2 or 3 times this season, and I've seen him on BT Sport saying how good they were looking. Rangers fans, I think, are easy to get on to Chris Sutton, and the guy loves a fucking bam up. There's no hiding it.
To be fair, he's pretty accurate with what he says most of the time.
I think he's like a fantastic pundit, if I'm being perfectly honest. And it's one of those things when you're an ex-Celtic player and you're a pundit at Scottish football, you're gonna get fucking pelters.
It's the same way with Alan McCoist as well on there. You're going to have both sides, and both of them are going to be as biased as each other.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? So it's a good thing to have, I suppose, especially for a wee bit of banter between the two of them anyway.
Well, do forgive me, I apologise for forgetting about that game. It's more the dirty killie that I didn't really want to bring up, but
no.
They get beat, so
don't worry,
we're happy.
We beat them, and then we've got you guys in the next round, so that'll be an interesting podcast to have after that result.
He's had a good run, the cup.
Aye.
I think it'll be a different game than what it was at Somerset Park.
You guys
7-1.
We had a little better.
It's not even that. Like, I think because of the result, and nobody really overall gave a fuck because we got promoted.
Aye, I suppose.
We had 5 players out for that game, 5 first team players out. And when you're an Air United of the world, you cannot afford to have that many players out injured. Lauren Shanklin didn't play in the game. We solely relied on Craig Moore. And it was Alan Forrest that scored the goal.
Yep.
It was an absolute fucking nightmare from Wes Fotheringham at the time.
I'm used to them, to be fair.
And then Rangers just went on and dominated the game. But I think it'll be a very. I cannot see Ayr United. In my heart of hearts, I can't see Ayr United beating Rangers at Ibrox.
Nah, but I don't see them getting.
Stranger things have happened.
Yeah, I don't see them getting beaten as much as one was last time. McCall's
got here doing this year is they're not sitting back and just relaxing, doing nothing. That's just. I mean, I think it's going to be one of those. We'll just need to wait and see. As I was saying, for me, we're not going to go there and sit back. We'll attack. That might be the downfall, but it should make for an entertaining game.
No, it definitely will be. As I said, it'll be interesting to do the podcast after that game anyway. See if you guys win, I won't be in attendance for the podcast. I'll be calling in via Skype from a remote island.
Happily do that podcast myself, just sitting.
No, I know you will.
We'll do a full podcast on Ayr United that night and the history of Ayr United.
Do you know what? See if you beat us at Ibrox, I will allow that. I'll even sit in on it.
I'm glad you'll allow it.
I'll allow a full night of Ayr United history.
So, quick recap on Premier League football.
Yep. There was a few strange results at the weekend, I thought.
I know, Arsenal scoring 2 goals, who'd have thought?
No, Alex Iwobi scoring. Arsenal scoring 2 is not that strange right enough, but Alex Iwobi getting on the score sheet. It was one of those ones, we went 2-0 down. I was in work at the time. I'd literally just left the house, and by the time I checked my phone again at half time, it was 2 each, so it was one of those ones. I was quite happy that they showed the dig and the fight to come back from 2-0 down, but you're then conceding in the last 10 minutes when for me that's all about fitness and mental tiredness. I mean, you just they need to sharpen up. Again, another strange one with them picking Petr Cech over Leno. I don't know what's going on with that.
Spina's away now, isn't he? He's away on loan to.
He went out on loan, yeah. But it's a weird one for me. He just brought in this really good young keeper. And
do you know what I've noticed though? Just in saying that, there's a lot of the Premier League teams this year have brought in players and they've not been put into the squad. And I think it's just, I think the managers maybe just giving respect to the players that are there and kind of saying, if you want to be in this team, you're going to have to fight for your place. Leno is a weird one for me because that position clearly needed sorted, and it was by the signing, but then he's not been played.
Yeah.
Arsenal are really concerning me. We'll come to Manchester United before you jump in, but Arsenal are really concerning me so far this season. They just don't look right. I don't know whether it's Emery trying to bring in his own style of play and it's just not working. And then, as Gary Neville touched on last night, like, does he then revert to something else, and then the players are going, well, you've just
tried to do this.
Yeah. Aaron Ramsey
left
out the squad completely. I mean, I heard all the rumours at the start, of...
They wanted rid of him, maybe.
No, well, when Emery first came in, I heard a lot of chat on social media and on the radio that he was building a squad around Aaron Ramsey, and then recently it's been, he doesn't want him and he's not signing the contract, and I think if he's not signing the contract and he's been an arsehole about it and he's got more money, then Emery's doing the right thing. He's doing what Wenger would never do and just saying, well, if you don't want to fucking sign the contract, then get to fuck.
Sit in the fucking stands.
No, but I think it's going to be a transitional season for Arsenal anyway. I think they're going to take a while to find their feet. But Arsenal have got to make sure they don't do what Manchester United done with David Moyes. Completely different managers, obviously. Emery comes with a hell of a lot more calibre than David Moyes did. But I think that I think that Arsenal have got to stick by Emery and give him a chance.
Oh no, definitely. That's the one thing I don't want them to jump the gun and a couple of bad results and then everybody jumps on the bandwagon. We've had a hard start to the season. The first two games, Man City and Chelsea. Mm-hmm. Man City, who...
It's better to get them out of the way.
Yeah, exactly. Like, get those two out of the way. Okay, Man City, we were poor. Chelsea, I mean, at 1-0, Aubameyang misses an absolute sitter, middle of the goals, and blazes it over the bar. Like, it could have been a completely different story, but as you said, it worries me the way that Arsenal are actually playing. Like, they're not. I like the fact that they're trying to pass the ball out from the back, but they're playing too many passes in their own third of the park. It's all well and good. Like, Man City play the ball out from the back, but they don't play as many wee stupid short passes in their own half. So, kind of on a whole, Emery just needs to get the boys really kind of used to the style of play. I don't know why they aren't used to what he wants over the last 6, 7, 8 weeks.
Yep.
But we'll see what happens as we move on throughout the season.
So just a quick recap on some of the games and some of the results. Newcastle, Cardiff was a terrible game, 0-0. And Kennedy, I think, was the main talking point, missing the penalty. He shouldn't have been in the park anyway. Kicking out right in front of the referee. I think the referee was actually had his eyes too much on the ball at the time and never seen it right in front of him.
It was very poor throughout that whole game.
Everton comfortable win, I thought, over Southampton. 2-1, should have been 3 or 4-1. Just missed a few chances, but the Everton are starting to look good, and that's still without Andre Gomez, Bernard, still to sort of find his feet, and Andre Gomez is still to even get in the squad. He's injured at the moment. Leicester 2-0 win over Wolves. I think that game again marred by Jamie Vardy's red card. Have you seen it?
I never saw the highlights for the Leicester Wolves game.
He's taking the ball, but it's a fucking horrible challenge. He's been in knee high, studs up right in front of the ref, and it looked like an aggressive tackle. You just thought straight away, shit, that's pretty bad.
That's bad.
So a deserved red card. Tottenham, I never really seen the game actually. I didn't even get to that point on match of the day, I don't think. 3-1 over Fulham.
Yeah.
Again, I don't think Fulham can really complain too much. Tottenham are going to be that team that should be able to deal with a team like that.
Harry Kane scoring in August.
I know, finally, Harry Kane has scored in August. Well done, Harry. Well done. And then I think one of the main surprises of the day was West Ham, who've spent over £100 million,
yes,
losing at home to Bournemouth. Now, I'll be honest, I had said this to you last week. I thought Bournemouth would win.
And I didn't listen.
Because they looked really impressive. I think they bought well in the summer.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of time for Eddie Howe. I think he's a great manager.
Really good young manager.
Who I actually think Arsenal should have went for. However, that's not happened. I And West Ham just look a bit all over the place. I mean, Pellegrini's left out some of the players that played against Liverpool, which is fair enough. They get beat 4 or 5-1. But at the same time, he thought that was his best 11. And they didn't play too terribly against Liverpool. And then like Yarmolenko was in the bench.
Yeah.
Spent a lot of money on him.
He said Diop hasn't even been in the squad. Like, he's not even been in the game.
Anderson just doesn't look right yet. Perez was on the bench as well.
Yeah,
just a bit strange, to be honest.
It's a hard front line to get into though for West Ham when you take into account Arnautovic and
Fernandes. I know. I think though that Pellegrini's got to start getting that right soon, because the money that the board have spent, they're not going to stick with him for too long if things aren't going right.
Definitely. The fans will turn, and West Ham fans are notoriously renowned for it.
No, I know. And then Sunday's football. I think I know where we're probably going to go straight away.
Yes, we'll go to Man U and Brighton. We'll go down to the south coast.
I don't really know where to start. It was
the proverbial coupon buster.
One of the worst. That's the thing though. Was it really a coupon buster? Like,
I think when
I wouldn't have. Personally, wouldn't have went on and put money on Man United. I wouldn't have. I just don't have the confidence. See if for people listening just now, if you can solemnly say, unless Manchester United are playing, Fulham at home or West Brom at home, when West Brom teams like that, unless you can solemnly say, they'll definitely beat them. Do you really have any confidence putting Manchester United on against anyone just now?
Well, I don't know.
I thought they would lacklustre, terrible, uncomfortable, just horrible performance, and you can tell that the media reports of a Pogba riff. I wasn't really buying into it, but I am now, because there's clearly something going on there.
Even Pogba himself came out and said that his attitude wasn't right during the game.
See, that for me would have been my cue as a manager to say, you get to fuck. Honestly, that fucked me. I loved Paul Pogba when he came back to Manchester United. I fucking loved him. Paul Pogba, tell you a story. Paul Pogba was brought down by Sir Alex Ferguson as a Manchester United select 11 to play United at Somerset Park.
Yep.
Because Ferguson played with her. And Paul Pogba stood in the middle of the park and barely moved and controlled the fucking game. He was
he's got that ability,
16 or 17 years old, and he looked like an absolute boss, and you knew straight away he was going to be a player. And he is a player, but not for Manchester United.
He's not the Paul Pogba that plays with France.
He, at that interview, to me, if you're a real Manchester United fan, that should have just fucking buried everything that you had for him under the ground, because he's basically just said, well, I couldn't really be fucked today, so that's the reason that I didn't really do anything.
It's a weird one, man.
See, again, this is never going to happen, right? But see, if it was me, I'd be like, right, okay, well, right, so your attitude wasn't right and your mentality wasn't right. So you didn't. You're telling me you shouldn't have been playing. You didn't play to the best of your ability, right? So. You just write a cheque for 250 grand and we'll take your week's wages back, thanks.
Why
would you pay him? If I walked into my work tomorrow morning and went, sit down at my desk, right, okay. My boss went, not really much has happened today, what's went on?
Just not feeling it.
My attitude's not right. I've not done anything all day, to be honest. I've just literally just fucked about. Like,
get your fucking marching orders.
Well, even at that, like, get your marching orders, or maybe obviously I know most workplaces are legalised and contracts and everything, but your boss would be like, if you were a joiner, for example, say, right, I've not done that, blah blah blah. Well, you're getting your fucking day's wage stopped.
Your day's wage stopped, aye.
So why the fuck should that not happen to Paul Pogba?
No, I can.
And then obviously the tweet this morning from Mino Raiola. I don't know if you've seen this.
No, I never saw the tweet from Mino.
I'm just gonna get this up verbatim rather than be guessing it.
Yeah. It's one of those ones like, if you're a professional footballer, it is your sole job to get yourself in the right frame of mind to play football. Really, I mean, whereas if you are a salesman, for example, it is your job to get your mindset in that zone to sell stuff.
Right, let me read this. This was Mino Raiola this morning, right? Now, after the game, just to let him know that never heard this, Paul Scholes heavily criticised Paul Pogba as a captain. He said he's not a leader. He said the interview after the game proved that he's not a leader.
Well, yeah.
And he should never have the captain's armband. Noah should have been the starting 11.
Okay.
Now, I completely agree with Paul Scholes because it's a valid point.
Yep.
Part of me also agrees with Paul Scholes because he is one of the best midfielders to ever play the game of football.
Yep.
Now, Paul Scholes, that's not just a Manchester United thing. Paul Scholes has said Andres Iniesta, Messi, David Villa, Wayne Rooney, Ryan Giggs, Xavi, and the list goes on and on and on to say that he is the best midfielder ever.
Yep.
This morning, Mino Raiola tweeted this: "Some people need to talk for fear of being forgotten. Paul Scholes wouldn't recognise a leader if he was in front of Sir Winston Churchill. Paul Scholes should become sports director and advise Woodward to sell Pogba. Would be sleepless nights to find Pogba a new club." So you tell me what you think of that.
It's a stupid one from Raiola because, well, for example, Paul Scholes is not going to be forgotten. That's one thing. As you just said, all those players who have openly applauded his footballing ability, to me that is just Mino Raiola kind of just echoing what he wants and is to get Paul Pogba a new club. Let's not forget that if Mino Raiola gets Paul Pogba a new club and Paul Pogba moves, Raiola gets a hefty sum. So why would he not try and antagonise the situation between Pogba and a Man U legend?
Mino Raiola aside, I think honestly agents in football control the game now, regardless of what anybody says. It's not money, it's not footballers, it's not managers, it's not directors, it's not owners, it's not fucking sporting directors, it's agents. Agents have ruined the game of football, and agents own the game of football.
Oh yeah, no.
I mean, you look at some of the stories that, every summer, almost every agent in the world goes, "Oh, by the way, just a quick tip for you, Mr. News Reporter, editor, chief editor, whatever. My players, there's a good chance he's going to go to Man United this summer."
Yeah.
They start new stories. And they start the stories. Then they drill the interest from other teams, and look at the Sergio Ramos thing. "Oh, my mum's told me to move to Manchester United and I want to move. Oh, wait, I'm just going to sign a new fucking bumper deal with Real Madrid." And his agent gets an absolute fortune out of it. It's a fucking joke. Agents should be fucking thrown out of the game. They should be told to get to fuck. The player should have a legal representative allowed to be his contract signing or whatever to advise him legally.
Yeah.
But the money of what he's making should be down to him.
Yeah, no, definitely. I completely agree there. Agree.
Agent fees are fucking farce.
Insane.
Mino Raiola, I'm almost certain, I'd need to look this up, had a deal for one of his players. It might have been Pogba, it might have been Ronaldo. Sorry, not Ronaldo, it's Mendes. Either Pogba or Lukaku, somebody along those lines, and he got something like 30 or 40 million from the deal.
It's insane. That
is fucking sickening. Don't want to labour too much on it. I think he's out of order. I think Pogba's out of order. I don't want Mourinho at the club either. I think he's just a fucking grey cloud hanging over the place. And now he doesn't want to be there, I don't think. I almost get the feeling on Sunday that he was trying to cast a bit of feel sorry for me.
Yeah.
And I think that's all that really needs to be said. Disappointing result, disappointing performance. Eric Bailly, who I like, had a terrible game. Lindelof just looks completely out of place. Pereira not picking up his man for Glenn Murray's goal. He's just not a holding midfielder. I don't know why he's playing there. Fred looked lost, but lost in a way that he was
one man's work,
wanting to play, and the rest of the bodies around him just weren't allowing him to do that. Lukaku cast a very, very, very sullen figure up front. He was just lonely. Martial, didn't even know he was playing, to be honest. I did, but I didn't. And then the Lingard and Rashford just didn't look ready to be on at half time. They didn't look as if they wanted to be there. So overall, a terrible game. I think Manchester United have got a lot of work to do. They're going to end up in a lot of shit this season.
Yeah.
On the other side of Manchester, Man City, fucking incredible performance. Fair enough, Huddersfield didn't look great, but Manchester City...
That was a decimation, that was...
I honestly, I cannot see them losing the league in any way. I cannot see them, because they're now at a stage where they've got... We discussed this on last episode 2, where they drop players out and they've got fucking crops of players now to replace. The depth in that squad is unbelievable. So I don't think any more needs said. A great performance by Manchester City, 6-1 winners on the day.
The free kick from David Silva was
a
thing of beauty.
And he's just incredible. I think he's one of the best midfielders to ever play in the Premier League. He's just different class.
He'll be gone after his contract ends at Man City. Apparently he wants to move on. That's what I've heard.
And then Liverpool last night.
Very boring
Didn't
game.
look great. I thought I was bored of the game, to be honest. I think Salah was in the game. I thought it was a fucking horrible penalty.
Salah was poor.
I think that Sakho's got hands on him, but it's not a penalty for me.
Nah.
Salah's made the most of that, and in this day and age, alright, okay, he's entitled to go down. I get that, but he has dived, in my opinion. He's made a meal of that. He's not really had the contact to go down as much as he has.
He's over exaggerated it.
Penalty dispatched by Milner quite well. I thought Palace were going to come back into the game, to be honest.
They looked good.
Scored a wee breakaway goal at the end. Mane again never had a great game, but still managed to get a goal. I think the problem Liverpool are going to have throughout the season, and this is why I don't think they'll win the league, although everybody else seems to think that they've got a chance, I don't. I think that if Mane, Firmino or Salah get injured, Shaqiri is not a replacement for Salah.
Nah.
He's a good player. He's not a replacement for him. And Sturridge, regardless to how good he was, or
he's not the player he was.
He's not the player he was, and he's not going to be able to step in for Firmino either.
I know, Firmino is, in my opinion, different
so
class.
They don't have the depth, I think, that Manchester City have got. I think my prediction was City would win the league, and Liverpool would finish second or third, I think I said.
Yeah, I think that was the same.
I think based on what I said, obviously it's only the first 2 games, but I think based on what I said, Manchester United and Arsenal to finish outside the top 4 was a good shout looking
From
so
you,
far.
yeah, definitely was.
But I think overall, average weekend of football. Obviously their result was great. Good result for Rangers as well, but nothing really too amazing.
There wasn't really a standout apart from Brighton winning and Man City's decimation.
I think my moment of the weekend for football would definitely have been Paul Pogba's interview. Doesn't need to be a good moment, but it just literally shell shocked. I don't think I've ever seen a player just so fucking arrogantly come out and say something like that as he did, and he's just fucked it for me.
I think he's fucked it for himself, really, to be honest. If Jose Mourinho doesn't drop him for the next game, then there's something severely wrong, and Mourinho's, well, only time will tell if he's got the balls to do it or not. But moving on, we put up a wee tweet during today that we're going to talk about NFL pre-season.
Aye, have you been watching much?
I've not kind of watched much of it, but I was looking into it actually earlier on today. Not very good reading for me as a 49ers fan, or possibly you as a Dolphins fan.
Only pre-season.
It's only pre-season, but
much into it.
It's 13-16. The 49ers lost to the Texans, and the Dolphins went down 20-27 to the Panthers. So it's not exactly a drubbing by any stretch of the imagination.
The Dolphins they're not going to do well this season, I don't think. They've got about 64 quarterbacks on the roster at the moment.
Who's your first string? that's a question.
Does Tannehill start? I don't know. He's been injured for a long time.
Yeah.
He's cruciate. So we'll just need to wait and see. Panthers looked good though, I've got to say. Panthers played really well. Another game that I thought was really good was the New York Giants Detroit Lions game. The Giants looked really good.
Really?
Played some good D, and they had a lot of good short yards, short throws, some shotgun passing, and they looked really comfortable, which is not something I've seen from the Giants in a long time, and they had some good running yards as well. Detroit, I don't know how they're going to do this season. They've picked up a few good players. They've let a few good players go, but it's one of those ones with pre-season you can't really read too much into. You're switching about your quarterbacks and your roster and
the same about pre-season with normal football over here, soccer for the guys over in the US. You can't really read much into your pre-season. You had the big scoring game, the Packers versus the Steelers, 51-34.
It's a good game as well. I managed to see some of that. Packers threw some long balls and they connected really well. They've got a young wide receiver in, can't remember his name for the life of me. He looks really good going forward.
That's a game between two of the joint third favourites for the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah.
According to Sky Bet anyway.
It just depends if Rodgers is going to come back and be as strong as he was from injury, and how comfortable is he going to be getting hit.
Yeah, true.
But if they can keep him fit,
if he's got that protection as well, though, doesn't
and then
really
you've
have
got
to get hit much.
Big B on the other side he just gets fucking.
He gets better and better, doesn't he?
He's just incredible.
It's insane. Wee bit of news, I don't know if you saw this earlier. Adrian Peterson has moved to the Redskins.
I saw that.
I suppose they got an injury early on first week.
Yeah. Still though, Adrian Peterson's kind of drifted away. It was obviously the big man, maybe about 5-6 years ago. He was class, and then he's just kind of, I think he had an injury, and then Minnesota just cut him, and then he just kind of fell away.
It's one of those ones, especially in American football. They've got such vast squads, vast rosters, that an injury like that, especially to an older guy, they can't afford to just completely cut you as well, because they've got these younger guys coming through from draft picks and also from practice squads and stuff like that. So it's good to see Peterson. He'll start because it was an ACL injury that the Redskins picked up. Was it Gruch? I don't know how to pronounce it. He picked up against. Well, I can't pronounce it. You don't know how to pronounce some of the names, but that was against the Pats in the first game that they picked up an ACL injury. So he'll start at least for the next wee while, I'm assuming, Peterson. Anything else from the world of NFL that you wanted to pick up on?
No. I think it's one of those when the season really starts. That's when it'll start to get really interesting. I'm looking forward to it. Just as long as the Patriots don't win, I'm alright with it.
Touch wood, the Patriots don't win this time.
The only other thing I think from the weekend that I wanted to pick up on was Djokovic and Federer's game. Djokovic winning 6-4, 6-4 in the Cincinnati Masters. Djokovic almost looked, I don't know if you've seen the game, Djokovic, I managed to try and catch the highlights before doing the show earlier on, and Djokovic looked back to his best, to be honest. Federer looked good. Federer just seems to get...
Federer always looks good, though. He's just Mr. Consistent.
But that's...
It's good to see Djokovic back playing well.
Djokovic, got another Masters to add to his large collection.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good result for him to get back on track with as well. The other news I think out of the tennis world was Kyle Edmund getting named in the Laver Cup. If you don't know what the Laver Cup is, It's the Team Europe versus Team Europe versus Team World, where you've got the likes of Novak Djokovic, Roger Federer, Grigor Dimitrov, David Goffin, and Kyle Edmund's going to be included as well. Against your Kevin Anderson, Martin Del Potro, Nick Kyrgios, John Isner, and Johnny McEnroe's going to be the captain of the team.
Fantastic.
I just want him to play. I want him to play so badly.
Just so he can shout at one more person.
Yeah, definitely. But I believe there's another small event that you want to cover before we finish up.
Oh, definitely. The world of WWE, and it's not often I've been able to say this, but over the weekend, like, between NXT Brooklyn, between SummerSlam and last night's Raw, like, well done WWE, in my opinion. So much really to talk about. Obviously we're not going to be able to fit it all in, but thankfully for you, I could talk about it all day. NXT was insane. There wasn't a bad match on that card. My standout from that night would have been Adam Cole versus Ricochet. The two of them put on an absolute clinic. I'm going to give a wee special shout out to the boys from Moustache Mountain, Trent, Seven and Tyler Bate. They put up a fucking hell of a performance against the other two members of the Undisputed Era. Unfortunately coming up short, but Tyler Bate, in my opinion, is just one of the best young wrestlers in the world. And he showed that to the world on Saturday night. Moving on then to the Sunday, and SummerSlam was the best WWE pay-per-view that I've watched in a long time. The card was stacked. It's hard to pick one match because Ronda and Bliss was actually quite good, and Bliss didn't really need to carry her. They worked it well. Roman versus Brock, not a great match, but storyline wise was worked to accommodate the fact that Brock Lesnar didn't look as if he fucking wanted to be there, and I don't think he does want. He doesn't want to be there. He wants to be in the UFC. That much is apparent. The tag title match between the Usos and the Bludgeon Brothers, which in my opinion was poor. Bludgeon Brothers getting disqualified to retain. But if I had to pick just the one match that stood out, that was the show stealer for me from beginning to end and then post match as well, would be the women's title match from SmackDown. Was just class. Carmella played her part fantastically, trying to play off Charlotte against Becky, and Becky against Charlotte, and then for Charlotte to win, not the result I wanted Becky Lynch to come away with the gold, but for Charlotte to win and then Becky to turn on her like that actually got the pop of the night. The crowd went absolutely fucking bananas for it, and so did I, to be fair. I was lying in my bed watching it, and even I went mental when she just slapped her. It was just that one slap, and that was it. Everybody went bananas.
See, I watched it, and I kind of touched on this earlier on with you before we started recording. I found myself skipping through a lot. I just cannot, and I've spoken to a few people that either don't like wrestling at all, to people who did like wrestling the same as myself, and I just cannot get back into it. I think I'd say 70 to 80% of the storylines are predictable and really boring. I think 60 to 70% of the matches, especially on that SummerSlam card, were just predictable and boring. There were a few good matches, I suppose. The Brock Lesnar Roman Reigns match looked fucking terrible.
It wasn't one of those ones that it's going to be a quality match.
But
what I was meaning was,
I just think
in terms of to accommodate the fact Lesnar didn't want to fucking be there.
For people to say, now I've had this conversation with a few people, and you grow up in the Attitude Era, and you know, Monday Night Wars and all that sort of stuff, and people go, oh, but that was years ago, you can't have that anymore, you can't, it's never going to be the same.
It's not going to be like
but
that.
Why is it not going to be the same?
Because they don't have competition.
But Vince McMahon is still in charge of that show.
Yep.
He can still have surely the creative genius to come up with something fucking different than the same fucking shite with two different guys, but the same outcome, the same fight, the same predictable storyline. No, but it is.
It's not really.
Right. Explain to me how.
So who do you then put up against WWE for them? Because you need to be pushed. Like, don't get me wrong, Vince McMahon's comfortable. It's not his fault.
But it has, because it's proven over time in business. You should know this. Proven over time in business, if you just buy all your other competition, your business will then start to stagnate. Because you've got nothing to run against. You've got nothing to compete against.
That's what I'm getting at. There is no competition to that level.
But you're telling me that the WWE is not stagnating?
No, I didn't say it's not stagnating. I never once said that it's not stagnating.
No, but what I'm saying is, in a roundabout way, I'm describing how it's stagnating by the storylines becoming predictable. They are becoming all the same, with small different twists upon them. Oh, that guy's run out, but then the other guy runs out, and then his old mate will run out, and then his mate will run out.
How would you change it?
Well, I'm not a wrestling creative person.
I get that, but when it comes down to it,
mix it up a bit. Why can they not bring this guy Kenny Omega you go on about all the time?
Yeah.
Why can't they bring him? They've got all the fucking money in the world. Why can't they bring him?
Because he wants to be in Japan.
Right, why?
That's why. Because he likes it there. It's the same with the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks don't want to come because they like it in Japan.
But what else is it?
You have to ask Kenny Omega that. I don't know why he doesn't want to come
because
to WWE.
He doesn't like the WWE. He doesn't like Vince McMahon. He's openly said it. He fucking despises it because it's not about wrestling. It's not about the fans. It's not about the superstars. It's about how much fucking wonga Vince McMahon can fit into his pockets.
Well, see, but honestly, you watch NXT on the Saturday and you could tell me it's
not Vince McMahon's.
It's under WWE.
It's still under WWE.
So you can't watch that and then say it's not about the wrestling.
Who's in control of that?
It's Triple H.
Right.
And I've been in no illusions that WWE, and to quote CM Punk, will be better when Vince McMahon's dead.
Right.
It will be, 100%.
That's what I'm saying just now. Like, I would happily try and get myself back into wrestling. I loved wrestling with a wee guy, and to a certain extent. Do you know what? There are people that say, wrestling is a bit more for kids. I think it's more for kids now than it ever was because it is PG.
Because it's PG, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Now it is
directed for kids, and
it's more family-friendly product.
I know there's a lot of wrestling fans. I'm not saying there's not, but it is. There's a lot more guys in large circles that I know, friends of friends of friends of friends, that go, oh, wrestling, it's a bit fucking shit. Why do you watch wrestling? You're a fucking adult.
But then again, you can't argue with 100,000 people going to WrestleMania. Do you know what I mean?
But that's across the world.
No, I get that. You still.
I'm not. But
you can't argue with that.
If you had any sporting fixture with the ability to have unlimited amount of seating, the WWE wouldn't compete. It wouldn't. I'm sorry. It just
I don't.
You're telling me.
So you're counting all the folk in Japan. So you're saying unlimited seating. No. All the folk in Japan that love wrestling. All the folk in America.
Bring them from all over the world, right?
Nah.
No, right. Okay. Let me tell you why. Right. You put a World Cup final in an unlimited seating area. Yep. You will have more fans at a World Cup final than you would at a WWE WrestleMania venue. You would. Fact.
Okay.
If you put a Super Bowl in an unlimited seating venue, again, obviously there is no such thing. An unlimited seating venue between the New England Patriots and the Green Bay Packers, or New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks probably would be a better example. You put those two, you'll have more people.
Disagree.
Well,
disagree. Completely disagree, because
the fan base for the NFL is bigger than it is for the WWE worldwide.
Back that up.
Well, I don't have stats right in front of me.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, you back your argument.
I can. I never once said I could.
Right.
I just don't. I don't agree.
Right.
I don't agree.
But you're saying you don't agree. I'm asking you why.
Because I don't think there's as much of a NFL fan base as there is wrestling worldwide.
Well,
I think you
but
go
we're
to
not
Japan.
talking about wrestling. We're
Yes,
talking about WWE.
WrestleMania, you're talking about. Right.
WWE.
Yeah. So
You think there's more
100%,
WWE fans in this
100%.
world than there are NFL fans?
I think so. Yes. In my opinion, yes.
Well, okay. I think that's insane. I think even
That's because you're not as much of a wrestling fan now. If you were, you're more of an NFL fan than I am. I'm more of a wrestling fan than you are. You're going to obviously think that's insane.
But can you honestly say you're a fan of the WWE?
Yes, I can honestly say I'm a fan.
You're a
yes.
fanatic.
No, but I'm a fan. I'm not a fanatic. There's a difference between a fan.
There's not. A fan
there
is a
is.
fanatic is a shortened version of fanatic.
Well,
That's why I would never call myself a Manchester United fan. I'm a Manchester United supporter.
Nah, well,
I don't agree. That's just going on to football. I don't agree with people that call themselves fans, because a fan is someone that goes to the games home, away in Europe, home in Europe, away in Scottish Cup up to Arbroath. That's a fan. You are not a fan, because there's been weeks and weeks. You've only started recently staying up for Raw or even watching it altogether. There's been a long period of time where you don't watch it at all.
because I fell out of love with wrestling. I did.
Right. That
Purely not because of the WWE. Not
fine.
really because
That's
of
fine.
the WWE. I'm talking about from my own personal fucking standpoint when we're coming into this. That's my own personal fucking experience, because I did wrestle for 3.5 years. And
you get
when
shafted.
I get shafted. Why? I get shafted because I was injured, blah de blah, shit happens. I'm now injured again. I fell out of love with wrestling through my own problems through it.
I think,
not because of the WWE
right,
product.
So, sorry, back to what I was saying. Again, you disagree, I get that, right? So, we've got World Cup, we've got a Super Bowl. I suppose football in its own way. I think if it was a Champions League final with Real Madrid and Barcelona, in an unlimited seating stadium, I think would fill out more than it would for a WWE event.
I would go WWE event or WrestleMania. We're now changing
WrestleMania?
right now. See again, I don't think so. Not a Champions League final. I'm saying I don't think so. I'm not telling you. I'm saying I don't think
Champions League final.
I don't know, mate.
You're telling me there's more WWE fans in the world than there are football fans.
No, I'm not saying
Barcelona.
that. Real Madrid, Barcelona, maybe. But I'm not. We're all hypothetical here at the end of the day.
Obviously,
Like,
there's no such thing as a fucking
do you know what I mean?
stadium.
Like,
My point is that wrestling fans that go to these venues, these pay-per-views, I don't even think half of them are wrestling fans. I genuinely don't. They don't even seem interested. What was the one? Royal Rumble? Was it Royal Rumble? Was it Philadelphia?
Yep.
Fucking terrible.
The fans were shocking that night.
I just don't get why they go.
And
don't get me wrong.
Don't get me wrong. I agree with the whole point of you pay your money to get to a ticket, so you are entitled to your opinion. But that wasn't even their opinion. That was just them shitting on everything. It was like the last pay-per-view with Dolph and, or was it Monday Night Raw with Dolph and Seth with the Iron Man match. Like they're too busy with a countdown clock than they are the match. I do agree with you that in that respect, I don't think some of the folk that go to this are fans or feel as strongly about wrestling, for example, that I do.
I just think that the WWE has fallen miles and miles and miles and miles and miles from what it was. I think, again, you disagree, you don't need to say this, I already know, but I think even, and I've fallen out of love a bit with the UFC, but I think even the UFC, alright, the UFC is real, wrestling's not. Again, that's not me saying that wrestlers don't put themselves through a lot, I know they do. But the UFC is just so far superior now, entertainment-wise. I think boxing's back up on a level of entertainment-wise with the heavyweight division just now. And I'd love to go to WrestleMania for the sake of being at a WrestleMania.
There's nothing like it.
I genuinely wouldn't really give a fuck about watching the wrestling though. I genuinely don't think I would. I just would like, it's like a Masters or a World Cup final or an Open or a Wimbledon. You just kind of want to be there. I know real wrestling fans will disagree and they want to see the matches, but I just think wrestling, I'd rather go and see an ICW show than I would. I'd rather go and see ICW than go and see a Royal Rumble. Genuinely.
Well, I wouldn't rather do that.
Because
don't get me wrong, obviously I know a lot of the boys from
I
ICW.
think it's far more entertaining. More entertaining.
That's another point. Like, where that's maybe another conversation for another night with the stagnation of ICW. But I would rather go and see a British wrestling show than a WWE live event. For example, like when the WWE come over here, see, unless it's a Monday Night Raw in the UK, I wouldn't want to go and see. And I know a couple of the boys that come into the pub, Cammy and Jerry, they've said it as well. They've went to both. They went to a PBW show and they went to a WWE live event. And Jerry's wee one was much more entertained by a PBW show. So it's one of those ones. Everybody's obviously entitled to their opinion. Everybody obviously has their favourites. Maybe, see me come down, I maybe wouldn't say I'm a WWE fan. I'm a wrestling fan at the end of the day.
Well, I think to finish the show, obviously it's going to be difficult because I know you've got a lot of followers that will see what I'm that we're going to put up and probably swing the balance unfairly. We're going to start a poll at the end of this, at the end of the podcast, asking you guys: is wrestling entertaining anymore? Well, in question it'll be: is WWE entertaining anymore?
I actually
just
think
be honest, because we're not slating. I don't love wrestling as much as Colin, but we're not slating wrestling. I'm slating the WWE. I think it's a fucking joke now. And we're going to ask that question to you guys. Thanks very much for listening again. We've not had, being completely honest, we've not had a great deal of feedback from you guys. The listening numbers are coming up, but we need feedback, guys. So if you are listening, please give us as much feedback as you can. We can't know if we're doing something that's annoying you or something that's wrong or something that's right.
Exactly. Be as brutally honest as possible, guys. Honestly,
but again, thanks very much for listening. We'll be back next week with episode 4. A few big changes coming into episode 4. We also have a surprise guest in for next week's show.
Yep.
That'll be announced on Twitter and Facebook, so keep your ears tuned for that. Well, I suppose there's nothing else to say, but I've been Mikey. Thanks very much for listening.
And I've been CS Rose. Thank you very much, guys, and we'll see you next week.